Hello, I'm Susie Hill, and this is a presentation for new teachers of research skills for students. Grand Canyon University, TEC, 530. It is always important to conform your sources. In most of our core academic classes, we are taught to ensure that we find the resources and cite our work so that we do not fall into the pit of plagiarism. Well, these are similar considerations for the internet, and we're having more and more opportunities for there to be virtual students. And virtual students often find that it's just easier to just click from out of your classroom environment to go and search for information. Although this is convenient, it is not necessarily always an ethical method when the source is considered either not credible because it hasn't been researched, or when the information is not given credit for textbook resources, scholarly resources. This is opportunities for the student to understand going in, especially at the younger ages for the lessons that we're teaching for middle school students. Students must learn to properly cite their sources, to evaluate information found in their sources on the basis of accuracy, validity, appropriateness for needs, importance, and social and cultural context. Our next point that we would like to share with you is to ask your children to choose the questions, to inquire and question what they find, developing and refining search queries to get better research results, create a dialogue, and check for understanding. For example, you can have a small group of 2 or 3 to teach these terms to, and then have them in turn teach to others. And this is an opportunity for you to discuss with your students, do they understand how to ask the proper questions for themselves? Not necessarily in the group setting, but to themselves as they are using their research opportunities. Have they inquired, is this search engine a valid place to look for this information? Or have they found textbooks that may be a better resource? And if so, did they get credit for those resources? Or if it was a blog, is this personal opinion or is these true facts? Again, these are just simple questions that you can ask them to ask for. And again, you must always come back full circle and check for understanding. Dig a little deeper is just another way for us to go beyond the obvious answer. Sometimes it's just more pertinent and it gives more validity to the students' work when you express upon them the importance of them seeking to choose resources that are viable and valid. With Wikipedia being so widely available, the first thing that comes on, we have to preach that you need to check your sources, because oftentimes opinion and fact can be misunderstood, and the line between the two becomes very blurred. Surface information may not meet your needs, or teaching students to probe and to inquire, and search engines have limitations. These are just a few of the facts that we want to bring to the forefront of our students as they become better researchers on the internet. This is slowly but surely media centers are phasing out of schools, and oftentimes students are relied upon to go and find the information for themselves. Well, with that, they still need guidance. They still need to have a path to follow or guidelines to follow to ensure that they're getting the best of the available information that's offered. They are inundated with tons and tons of advertisements where they can honestly get distracted from anything as far as a game or a new pair of shoes. But as they stay on task, there's oftentimes when students are tasked with looking for research, and because they may get distracted, time may become pressing, and then they'll rush to give you an answer. Whereas if they just took a little bit of time and had a little bit more patience, they can produce quality work. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we want them to do, to produce quality work. When it comes to copyright, it's a form of protection as described here. It's a form of protection given to authors or creators of original works of authorship. And this includes literacy, dramatic, musical, artistic, and other intellectual works. And oftentimes students do not understand the difference between an intellectual work as being something that is private. Students oftentimes feel that this is not stealing or that they haven't heard anyone because they're the only one listening to the music that they've downloaded or copied from a friend's phone. And as such, we need to explain to them what is copyright, why should I care about copyright, and which works are protected by copyright. Once they have these basic foundational understandings, they'll be less likely to veer into a realm where they could either be infringe on another's rights, and it also builds better, stronger digital citizens. This concludes my presentation, and I've included in our at the end of our slide here several resources that may be helpful and beneficial to give you a better understanding as you bring it into your students in classrooms, and hopefully this will be as beneficial to you as it has been to me. Thank you.